with. We got 2/3 the word, 2/5 is the gift. If you're looking for the worst, then 2/1 will be it. We got JP 192, the 110 and the Q2, the 77 come through too, the N26 and N24. Soca Paradise was Cardinal Lanes before. We used to chill on 204, front of the store, breaking the law. Remember Tim slammed the kid on his jaw? That shit was raw. Woodhull was Little Brooklyn, cause that shit looked ill. My niggas Guy and Jones getting the bills. See, I remember all them ill dudes, before all the rules, before all the jewels.
Welcome to another edition of Connected Dots Season 2. I'm your host, Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks. And as you can see, I got my petty sweater on because sometimes I could be very, very, very petty. You digs? So anyway, man, let's talk about these topics. First, rest in peace to Marshawn Nealon. Marshawn Nealon, former Dallas Cowboy player. He was only 24 years old when he committed suicide. If you know anybody that is getting ready to commit suicide, or that is thinking about doing suicide, the number is 988. Have them call that hotline number is 988. And I hate to hear about this, man. I hate to hear anybody taking their lives over anything. You know, we don't know what was going on in his mind, but like I said before, mental health needs to be addressed even further, even in sports, even before games and after games. Mental health must be addressed as we can see what is going on. And I want to say prayers, my condolences to the Nealon family. And I hope you really find out exactly what really happened to your son, because I want to know, and the whole organization want to know. And shout outs to the people that are supporting him, and shout out to the Cowboys organization for, for having support for the Nealon family at this time. Also, I want to say rest in peace to rapper Young Bleed from the No Limit camp. He died of an aneurysm. I don't know his real name, but I want to say my condolences and prayers to Young Bleed's family. And I hate that this happened, because aneurysms run deep in my roots. And what I mean by that is I had a friend, one of my best friends, who is still living. He survived an aneurysm, but he lost a lot of blood. And it happened on the basketball court. Thank God it happened on the basketball court. People was there to help him. And the other time it happened, it was my mother's mother, who was my grandmother, who I never met. She had an aneurysm when my mother was 14 and she didn't make it. So me and aneurysms, we don't get along, just like me and cancer, we don't get along, even though that's my sign. But aneurysms are very, very important, because it deals with the blood vessels and the blood clots, the walls inside your body. So when that happens, when it blocks it, it's unable to do what it's supposed to do, and that forms the aneurysm. So, like I said, prayers to Young Bleed's family. I know how that feels. And again, prayers to the Nealon family. You lost both of your sons at an early age and early time. And I want to say my condolences here from Lou Icewater, Duquan Hicks, Connected Dots. Excuse me, I got the jittery tongue, but we still gonna make it work. All right, we still gonna make this work. So I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about the difference between partnership and companionship. We get them confused all the time. We think that they're similar, but they're really not similar. Partnership deals with something that's 50-50 or 30-30, whatever you want to call it, whatever how you want to call yourself partners, because you could be partners with 2 or 3 or 4 people. But partnership deals with doing stuff equally. You're putting together equally, you get back equity equally. Everything is done in an equal stance. And a partnership is an agreement. A companionship is not an agreement. You're just compatible with someone and hoping that compatibility will make it seem like it's more than what it is. It makes it seems like, okay, we're compatible, so let's make this relationship work. And people get that confused. And at one time I got it confused, but really it's a difference. Sometimes you can be compatible, but that doesn't mean that you're great partners. You know what I'm saying? It's like two people smoking weed together. You might not like them, but y'all both got the smokes. But that doesn't mean that y'all great partners. You get what I'm saying? A girl might want you to do shotgun with her. If you know what that is, that doesn't mean that you're going to be partners. You get what I'm saying? So some people use the word friend zone. For example, I could be a good friend to you, but you could put me in the friend zone because all you want me there is for because I'm good company. I'm a good talker. I'm a good listener. You get what I'm saying? So compatibility and having companionship is different from partnership. So once we figure out those two things in a relationship, then those things will manifest itself. So they're not the same thing. You could look up the dictionary, look in the dictionary or Google, find a definition, and you can see that these are different things. You know what I'm saying? They're different things, man. Crazy, right? So why are we so uptight about the new regime? And what I mean by that is the new governors that you got in your state or in your hometown, or the new mayors you got in your state, city, or hometown. Why are we so uptight? You know what I'm saying? You have to understand change is coming, change is needed. You know what I'm saying? Change is coming, change is needed. I don't care. When you think about politics, politics is all about the money grab. It's never been about actual politics. Think about it for a minute. It's never been. Um, I'll give you an example. We had an actor, Ronald Reagan, an actor as a president. We had an actor as a governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm saying? We have a rapper now in New York as the mayor. You get what I'm saying? So when you have actors and wrestlers who was a governor and you know what I'm saying, how can we take politics seriously if all you're doing is putting famous people in there for popularity and likes? Because that's basically what you're doing. You're not putting people in there who is really about the people. You're just putting people in there because they're well liked, they well valued. That's all it is. It's all about the value you get out of people. It's never been about politics and ballistics and analytics. All those are just big words that they want to throw at you to make them look educated. But in reality, it's never been about those things, man. It's never been about those things because if it was, we would have a greater America. It's about pocketing the money and becoming millionaires while you have a 4-year term. And no matter what regime that you're in, because all of them are crooked. Politicians are crooked. And we've seen it over the years from Nixon to this and that. All these names that you came out from Watergate to this and that it's just unbelievable that these people can get off and a common person like me do 20 for something minor. This is how the government is set up. It's always set up for us to lose and for them to win. Even though they have to cheat to win, it's still set up for them to win. And this is why we can't look you in the eye. This is why we can't vote for you because, you know what I'm saying, y'all do a lot of petty things. I admit I'm a petty guy at times, but I'm not petty enough to downgrade and try to disassemble things just for my liking or my happiness. Understand that part. Understand what I just said. Understand how I just broke that down. Crazy, right? Crazy, America. Crazy. But that's how it is. It's always going to be this way. It's always going to be this way. It's crazy, you know? So even if you voted for whoever you voted for and you didn't win, it's okay. Because I'm telling you, the way that everything is set up, it wouldn't matter anyway. Your favorite politician might not become the politician you thought he was. So this is why I know to vote, but voting for me, I'm not voting anymore. I don't care what you say. You could throw boots at me, you can spit at me, but no, voting doesn't do anything because we're still in the same boat as we was in the 70s, 80s, 90s, the 20s, the start of the 20s. Come on. What has it done? And just like the SNAP, and let's talk about the SNAP benefits for a minute. See, a lot of y'all have never been on a welfare line. I remember I was on the welfare line in the 70s with my mom one time. I remember that. And the line was long. Also, when you're a man, you can't really get food stamps. You have to really be in bad shape for them to give you food stamps. So for me, it doesn't really affect me in those types of ways like it affects others. Because I'm from an era where we had to go to lunch. We had to go to school for breakfast, lunch, because we didn't have it at all. So when you come from an era of nothing, this right here is nothing because we've been through worse. We've been through more than the mud. Y'all saying y'all been through the mud. I've been through the concrete. I've been there with the rats, literally. I've been in apartments where mice were running through and roaches were coming through like it was nothing. I've been in buildings where the lights were broke I've been in buildings where the elevator's broke and you got to walk up 6, 7, 8 flights of stairs with groceries. So this is nothing what you're talking about. I understand some people will be affected by it, but still get a job. The money you was going to spend on your hair, spend it on money. The money you was going to spend on buying your kids sneakers that they don't need, buy food. It's called survival. We've been in survival mode since we've been living. So why would this be anything else? This is why the new regime or the new era or the new millennials will never know because y'all never did anything. Y'all never been in the mud, the concrete, where you had to really go out here and get it. Use pennies, you know what I'm saying, to pay for gas, pennies for this and that. Y'all don't understand that part. So that's why I can't look at the SNAP people and be like, oh, I feel sorry. I can't because I've been through worse situations. Y'all have a card. Imagine when food stamps wasn't a card and you had to carry stamps, actually stamps to go in the supermarket and take them out. See, that's the era I've been in when food stamps were actually stamps and you had to count them out and people were looking at you counting the stamps. You get what I'm saying? Let me know if you've been in that era when stamps were stamps. You know what I mean? They were just like money, but it was stamps. And everybody knew because you shopped at the no frill section in Pathmark. You get what I'm saying? So come on now. Stop saying that you had it bad. You never had it bad like the people that lived in the 60s and the 70s, in the 80s. Y'all got it damn good. Y'all got air conditioning. When you live in New York, you don't have air conditioning. You have to buy an air conditioner and put it in the window for it to work. So stop saying, oh, I'm on hard times. That's not hard times, yo. That's nothing. That's nothing. You heard? Nothing. So I advise you to spend your money wisely. If you need food, spend it on food. And stop doing the dumb things you was doing with your money. Bottom line, we're black people, we've been through stuff. And white people been through stuff. A lot of people been through stuff. So let's stop crying about stuff that you really never had, was never really yours to begin with. SNAP was never yours to begin with. Let's understand that. All right. They just made it SNAP. They just made this term, this acronym. You know what I'm saying? So come on now. Let's be stronger than that, black people. Let's be strong. That's all I gotta say. Let's be stronger than that. You know what I mean? For real. I know what it's like to be in struggle out. Trust me, I've been there, done that. You know what I mean? So don't say I haven't been this. Trust me, I've been there and done that, kid. You live in the Bronx where I lived at, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Word. All right? So I just had to get that off my chest. You know what I mean? Because it felt good. It felt good. It felt good. So, man, I'm very forward to looking for to listening to this new De La Soul joint that this dropped and the album. Looking forward to it because there's no plug two no more. So I wonder how it's gonna sound, man. In the comments, I want you to let me know how you think it's gonna sound, man, for real, because it's gonna be very interesting without plug two. You know who's gonna pick up the reins on and who's gonna pick up the slack on the album. Right now, I think the Mobb Deep album, to me, is the number one album right now, hip hop wise. I'm loving what I'm hearing. I had to at first I was like, I wasn't feeling it. It's not a classic. Now the more and more I listen to it, I'm like, yo, I'm feeling it. It's still not on that infamous wavelength, but it's still dope. And speaking of Mobb Deep, I have another question. Which album you think is better, the infamous or Hell on Earth? And before you answer that, you really, really need to peep both of these albums out because Hell on Earth, man, it has some stuff on there. It has some joints, some major, 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 major joints. And the production wise was bananas, just like the infamous. So y'all tell me which one album you think was better, the infamous or Hell on Earth? And before you answer, listen to both. Listen to both because they both were dope. You get what I'm saying? No doubt, no doubt. And also be careful out here. I got to address the scammer in the room. So as you know, somebody tried to use my name in vain, tried to use my name on IG and made a page. And like I told him before, when I texted him, I said, when I find the coward, I'm going to deal with the coward. You know what I mean? But anyway, I want y'all to be careful because anybody can upload one of your pictures and use it for gain. So if someone says to you, did you know I was locked up? Don't believe that. Anybody who knows me knows. You know what I'm saying? They know how I get down. They know I don't go through social media when I have to talk something important like that. I got your number. I got your direct number. I will hit you directly if it's something that is major. If it's business wise, we'll talk through social media. But if it's something major, I got your number. I'll call you if it's major. Okay, so watch out for the elephant in the room. Watch out for the coward that might use your name because the coward used my name and put underscore at the bottom of it. So if you see my name with an underscore, then you know that's not me because I don't do underscore on my names. All right. So watch out for the coward in the room. Remember, I ain't gonna ask you nothing personal on social media. When I got your number, I can call you. All right. So just keep that in mind. And for the coward in the room or the elephant in the room, when I see you, I'm going to deal with you. And you better hope none of my dudes find you because they will definitely deal with you. All right. With that being said, and this is a promise. With that being said, this is Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks, and you're watching Connected Dot Season 2. And like I said before, pay respects to the Nealon family and Young Bleed's family. And suicide number is 988. 988. Please call that number if you know somebody that's thinking about committing suicide or is getting ready to attempt it. Please call that number 988. With that being said, one life, one love, one Lou. Peace.